first question we had prepared was, what is Stark? What are we? And what are the different things, the different ideas that we have in mind on where we're going to take Stark Enterprises?
Yeah, I think I can start on with that.
Go ahead.
So just basically like Stark, like people probably have known us from maybe Stark Tutors, that project we ran. So Stark is just basically a team that we started, and we basically aim on doing different projects. So maybe like Philip, Mabin, you guys can talk about Stark Tutors, and other things like what are we doing of going forward, including the Stark podcast, and that's basically the outline.
So with Stark Tutors, Shasha just brought that up. It was something that we did over the past month, and it was mainly focusing on the high schoolers transitioning from high school to university, specifically for the engineering program. We also did have attendees that were in grades like 10, 11 who were interested in the program and the field of engineering and just wanted to get to know a bit more about it. So what we did was we had approximately 4 courses, and we conducted crash courses for all of them. Some of them were like calculus, physics, linear algebra, different coding languages, and so on. And we were able to conduct crash courses over the online platform as we were not able to meet up due to COVID and all the lockdown and things that were going on. And we were able to successfully pull it off, and we had a good attendance. And we were able to get good reviews as well from the people that we mentored. And we hope to continue it in the coming years, but we also plan on looking into expanding it into different fields and so on.
Yeah, I feel like that Stark Tutors was definitely our first initial project. And as Philip said, it was definitely a big success considering that we were able to do it with virtually zero cost because one, we made our own website. We were able to publish it online. We had an Instagram page. We had a Facebook contact page. We were able to advertise it pretty well. We had, I would say, well around 25, 30 people, right? If I'm not wrong.
Yes.
Who were able to participate in it. And we tried it over specific platforms. It was a bit iffy, but then eventually we got the hang of it and we were able to improve our interactions with the students. And we were able to end it since it was a crash course, we had to kind of focus on that crash course element of it. We had to finish it in 2 weeks. And I believe it was a really great event that went down. And I believe most of the reviews proved to be fruitful. Like all the courses went really well. We had feedbacks. We know what to improve on, what worked, what didn't. And we look forward to how it's going to turn out next year. Another thing that we're working on, again, is I kind of mentioned it, is our website. Just to give everyone detail, us three, we had zero knowledge on how the mainframes or what the objectives of making our websites were. We had no idea on how HTML, CSS, PHP, JavaScript, or any of that worked. But due to this quarantine or due to this peculiar times, we were able to finally get out of our, I guess, comfort zone and put together our minds to learn coding, understand how HTML, JavaScript, and how web development, all of that comes together. And we were able to put together a proper website. And again, we are updating our website. So again, stay tuned for that. That's going to come out soon. And other than that, I'd say our future projects are, again, we're trying to focus more on hardware. We're trying to do different hardware projects. Speaking of hardware projects, Shashwat, do you want to talk about the one you just did for the assignment for the group?
Yeah. So when we were thinking about hardware projects, we wanted to integrate it with our Stark tutoring kind of idea. So we basically had some videos out on YouTube where we did Q&A sessions and maybe what Stark's about. That's basically the core material. But then we wanted to integrate as well that engineering is not just about written work. It's also about a lot of practical things that we got to do. So that's why we decided to make a really simple project, which can be done by everyone at home. We just need some supplies. And so we decided to make like a mini Cybertruck. We just used simple at home, like available online products like the Arduino boards and wires and simple tires and stuff to make a robot car. And I guess the videos can be found on YouTube, and then people can follow those videos. And if they want to make their own robot car at home or something like that, they can do that.
Exactly.
Speaking of projects, like this is one of our projects. So Podcast, you can like find it on YouTube, and it's also linked on our website. So we can talk more about what's our vision with Start Podcast. Maybe Phil can talk about that and what we want to do with this.
So I would so I would say the goal with Start Podcast is not just to have three of us on at all times just talking about our experiences, but rather bring on current engineers in different fields, right? So that we can all get into experience in a feel of the real world jobs and such things. We also have plans on bringing on students who are in our years and upper years, right? So you can learn from their experience how they went through the program, what they found difficult, what they found easy, their work ethics, and so on, so that we could our goal is to create an environment for all engineering students all across Ontario, and the global reach is also our goal, right? Where we can all come together, help each other out, and successfully go through the program and turn out to be great engineers at the end.
I really liked how you put that together, because I feel like that kind of does put our project under a really good umbrella. I truly do believe that our program, or our Stark Enterprises, comes under the objective of kind of promoting STEM, or promoting engineering to students who are in high school, or anywhere, to be honest with you, because talking from my experience, I always had this bad stigma around engineering and STEM, because I always assumed it was like super hard, and it was only meant for like super smart people. And considering that I made it this far, I believe if you really put in work, and if you really have a passion for it, you can really do it. What do you guys think?
I would say to an extent we all are on that same boat. Like personally speaking, I was all for the med field, and engineering was to me was just a program with a lot of math courses. And I saw the engineering students as people who just sit and study day and night, have no fun in life. But then here I am going into my second year for computer engineering, right? I can like proudly say that that is not the lifestyle, that is not the stigma around engineering students, and like the field of engineering is not real to many extents. And as Shashu previously said, like the practical element of like the projects that we're doing and things like that, right? That obviously brings out the entertainment, and like that helps us it helps us express, I would say, our creativity more, to discover new things that maybe like some things that we're currently working on, or like things that we see are currently needed in our society but are not out yet. So we're trying to like process that, brainstorm on that, build ideas, prototypes, and so on, and like create a final product. So I would say engineering is not just books and memorizing notes, but rather it's more of the practical element, going out into the real field. And then like I think we can also talk about co-op later on. That's one benefit of engineering that I've seen in many what's it called, in many universities. They're also offering co-op. I think we could talk about that too in a bit.
Okay, so like I think Philip's point of like having fun with engineering, and like that's basically our vision behind all of these projects that we do, is just that bringing out like the real experiential activities, and like having like fun with engineering is basically like what we want to do with these projects and what we're trying to figure out. And having like people over, we can talk about engineering, talk about different fields, and maybe like get more people interested in this engineering field. People who think like maybe like Philip saying, like people who think it's math related stuff. Basically, like if we have upper years over in our podcast, and teachers, professors, they can tell different things and have like a different idea basically what engineering is.